Food regulatory issues in Canada and their importance in global perspectives. By Oscar Rodriguez Gonzalez. The ideas presented in this video are a quick summary of the presentation given at the Institute of Food Technologists Annual Meeting and Food Expo 2016. The session was titled, The Impact of the International Food Regulations on Global Supply Chain, an Update, and was sponsored by the Quality Assurance Division. Because of the presenter engineering background, the focus of this presentation was given to the key players, their relationships, and the tools utilized in recent events. Canada regulates its food supply with a series of acts established around 30 years ago. But there are also some new acts like the one that gives authority to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, or CFIA, and the 2012 Safe Foods for Canadians Act. In Canada, the acts are complemented by regulations, where the details on how each food category should be handled are described. The new Safe Foods for Canadians Act of 2012 was intended to reinforce the safety of foods in various aspects of trade. This act affected other acts related to food and was part of the modernization of the Canadian food safety system. Because of the increasing use of private certifications to assure food safety, the CFIA decided to make public a private certification policy. Highlights of this policy include the idea that CFIA can assess a private certification to factor them as part of the business risk-based planning. The policy also recognizes that the structure of private certification schemes allows them to be overseen by organizations like the International Accreditation Forum, or IAF, and that there is a process for certification in which food business and accreditation bodies engage to achieve global recognition. But there have been a series of events that have shaped the relations of Canada's CFIA with its closest neighbor, the United States. In 2014, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, inspected a series of animal food processing plants and decided to call the attention of CFIA 2 years later. Like it can be expected, this event caused some discomfort in Canada, and calls for improvements were made. A few months after this, the USDA sister agency, the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, recognized the CFIA food safety system as comparable to the United States food safety system. A recognition that only New Zealand had achieved before, and Australia and Europe are in the process of achieving. From a technical standpoint, we would like to highlight that FDA used the International Comparability Assessment Tool, ICAT, to assess CFIA's food safety system, which is a type of benchmarking analysis that compares the two systems in 10 major areas. And to illustrate that the relationship between agencies is dynamic, we also wanted to discuss an event that happened a few days after. This event was the call to attention to FDA by the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, Office of the Inspector General, OIG. The tool utilized in this case was an audit. The analysis of the HHS OIG audit to FDA determined that the FDA needed to improve its food recall process. And as it can be expected, the FDA recognized the weakness of the recall element of its system, and made a statement to remark their commitment to improve its food safety system. We hope that this quick review helps you to understand that global regulations are dynamic. Understanding the key players, their relationships and interests is essential, and staying informed from reliable sources about these events is critical for strategic planning. If you like to discuss this topic or related ideas, feel free to contact us.